So boys and girls, if you have your math books ready, we're on lesson 2.3, which is less than.
How can you compare sets when the number of objects in one set is less than the number of objects in the other set?
Hello! My friends Henry and Rafferty have been watching some of the workers at the petting zoo set up for a party. They've made 2 sets of drinks for their guests. Click the picture to try what they made. It's strawberry lemonade. That's my favorite. One set has a number of cups less than the other set. I think we need to learn more about comparing sets. Let's get started.
Jody uses yellow counters to show the number of dolls she has. Carrie uses red counters to show her dolls. Let's see which set has a number of dolls that is less than the other set. You can compare the sets by matching. Click the sets to draw lines to match Jody's counters to Carrie's counters. Not every counter has a match. Let's compare the sets by counting. Click to count how many are in each set.
So they're going to count the yellow counters. The yellow counters, we have 1 yellow, 2 yellow. It looks like the video froze, but I'm helping them out. Then they have the red counters down below. 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. So we only have 2 yellow counters up at the top and then 3 counters down below at the bottom. What they did was they matched 1 yellow to 1 red. But they couldn't match the last red to a yellow because there's no more yellow. So this time, boys and girls, we're looking for the number that's less. The number that's less is going to be the smaller number. So the smaller number here, as you can see from the video, it's the 2 yellow. That's the smaller number. That's less than 3. 3 is the greater number. But today we're looking for the number that's less, okay?
Here are 2 sets of counters. Let's find out how many are in each set. Click the sets to count.
All right, the video's frozen again, so I'll take over. So we're going to count the red counters. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have at the top 4 red counters. Now we're going to count the yellow. 1, 2, 3. At the bottom, we have 3 yellow counters. So we have 4 counters on top, 3 on the bottom. The number that's less is the smaller number. Who would like to share which is the smaller number? Which one's less? Is 4 less or is 3 less? Let me see. Alina, can you tell us which number is less? Is it 4 or is it 3?
3.
Very good, Alina. Excellent. So one important thing too, the video was supposed to show you how they match a red to a yellow. So there would be 1 matching here, 2 matching there, 3 lines matching there, but they don't have to match the 4th one because they don't have a yellow to match it with. And today, boys and girls, we're focusing on the number that's less. So that's the number that is smaller, okay? All right, so what I'm gonna do, boys and girls, is I'm going to share the whiteboard. The page that we're gonna be on is on page 93. So let me erase this. All right, so I'm going to use this whiteboard here, boys and girls, to show you the work, okay? I'm going to illustrate what we have on page 93. I'm looking at my iPad here, so I'm going to illustrate it for you. We have a yellow. And we have one. Now, boys and girls, I'm not drawing the 5 frames, but I'm going to be drawing the yellow and the red counters, okay? So this is what you should see on page 93, okay? So what they want us to do first is they want us to trace a line to match that yellow counter with the red counter. So go ahead and trace that line. Now we're going to count to see how much we have in each set. So first, let's count the yellow and we're going to label it. So here we have one yellow. Now we're going to count and label the red. Here we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so everyone work on that now. All right, so now let's look at our groups. We have 1 yellow and we have 3 red. We were only able to connect 1 yellow to 1 red because we cannot connect the other red counters since we don't have more yellow counters. So let's see which one is the group that is less. Which one is the number that's smaller? Which one is the group that has less? Is 1 less or is 3 less? Riley, go ahead and help us out. Which one is the one that's less?
1.
1, very good. You can tell it's less because it doesn't have that many. The group of red, those red counters, there's more there. So that's the greater number, but we're not working on the greater number. We're working on the number that's less, okay? All right, let's look at the next page. Now Miss Castro is going to do what we see on the top. So at the very top, we have some red counters. Right underneath it, we have some yellow counters. And then they have written the numbers there for us. All right, so first what we're going to do is this. We're going to count to see how many red we have. Then we'll count the yellow. Then we'll match the red set to the yellow set. And then we're going to see which set is less. We're looking for the smaller number, okay? So let's count and label the red first. We have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stop at 3 because I don't have any more red. So I have 3 red counters and I'm going to trace the number 3 that they have there on the line. And you boys and girls are working on that as well. All right, now we're going to do yellow. So we're going to count and label the yellow counters. Now we have 1 yellow, 2 yellow, and I'm going to stop at the number 2 because I don't have any more yellow counters to count. So I'm going to trace the number 2 that they provided with us on the line. 2. There's many steps that we have to do here, boys and girls. So that's why first we count and label. Then we write to see how much we have in each set. Now we're going to match the sets. We're going to match a red to a yellow. So we're going to draw lines to match them. So 1 red to 1 yellow. Then the number 2 red to the number 2 yellow. And I'm going to stop there. I can't match the 3 red to any yellow because there's no more yellow. So now I'm going to look at the 2 sets. I have a set of 3 red. Then I have a set of 2 yellow. Which number is the less number? And I'm looking at everyone's videos because I'm actually sitting at the desk on the computer. So who would like to share with us which group is less? Is 3 less or is 2 less? And remember, you're looking at the number that's smaller. Go ahead, Gracie Mani. Which number is less?
2.
Very good, Gracie Mani. So this is what we're going to do, boys and girls. For the number 2 that you traced, circle that number. Circle the number 2 to show that 2 is the lesser number. While you're working on that, I'm going to get started on the next problem, putting it down below while you boys and girls finish that up on top.
Okay, stop.
So yellow. Yellow. Too late now.
All right, we're moving on to the next problem. Ready? Down below, we have another set of red and yellow counters that we need to count. So let's first count and label the red. 1, 2, 3, 4. I counted 4 red counters, so the number that I write on the line is going to be the number 4. Now I'm going to count and label the yellow counters. Yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I counted the yellow, I stopped at 5 because 5 is the last number that I counted. So 5 is what I'm going to write on the line. Next step, because there's lots of steps here to do with this just one problem. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to match a red to a yellow. So this is the part where we have to draw the line. So we're matching 1 red to 1 yellow. Then the next one, 2 red to 2 yellow. Next one, 3 red to 3 yellow. Next one, 4 red to 4 yellow. But I can't match the yellow 5 to a red because I don't have any more red to match. So I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to look at both groups of numbers. I have 4 red and 5 yellow. Think about the number that's less. Which is the number that's less? That's the smaller number. So the smaller number is which one? Which number is less? Let's see. How about Elijah? Elijah, go ahead.
4.
4, correct. So 4 is the number that's less. So the number that we wrote on the line, boys and girls, that's the number that we're going to circle. So the number 4 is the number that we're going to circle since that number is less. Okay. All right. While you work on that, you should be finishing that up. I'm going to get started on the next page. So now the next page, we don't have any frames. They gave us sets of counters. So I'm going to illustrate them exactly the way they have it in the book. And then we'll get started on that next. All right, so on the next page, boys and girls, they gave us a set of red counters and a set of yellow counters. So we're gonna count and label the red counters first, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm stopping at the number 4 for the red because 4 is how many I had counted for the red. So 4 is the number that I'm going to write on the line. All right, next we're gonna count the yellow and we're gonna label the yellow counters with the numbers. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm stopping at 3 because I finished labeling all of the yellow counters. So the number that I write on the line is gonna be the number 3.
I can't see anything.
Okay, let me stop sharing the screen and then I'll share the screen again. Hold on 1 second, don't go anywhere. Okay, can you see now, Roslyn? Okay, perfect. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so we're gonna continue. Now, we don't have 5 frames here to be able to match a red to a yellow. So all we have to do is look at both numbers, look at the groups. You're looking for the group that is smaller. The group that is smaller is less. That means it doesn't have that many. So looking at both groups, we have 4 red and we have 3 yellow. Which of the 2 groups is less? Is 4 less or is 3 less? Jace, I see your hand is up. Hold on a second because I see Jaden has his hand up. I want to give him a chance, okay? Jaden, can you unmute yourself and tell us which group is less? Jaden, is 4 less or is 3 less?
3 left.
Very good, Jaden. Excellent job. So the number that we're going to circle, Jace, what number do we circle?
3.
Very good. Thank you, my dear. So we're going to circle the number 3. That's the number that we wrote on the line because that's how many we counted for yellow. All right, and then I'm going to get ready for the next one. And this is the last problem. All right, now we're going to count and label how many red we have, and then we're going to count and label how many yellow we have. So let's look at red first. I'm going to label the red. 1. That's it. I only had to label 1 red. So now I'm going to write on the line the number 1. Now I'm going to count and label the yellow. Yellow. 1 yellow, 2 yellow. I counted 2 yellow, so I'm going to write on the line the number 2. Now look at both groups, boys and girls. We have 1 red and 2 yellow. Looking at the 2 numbers, which number is less? Which number is smaller? Skyla, can you help us out? Which number is less?
1.
1, correct. So the number 1 that you wrote on the line, boys and girls, you're going to circle that number.
10.
Okay. All right, I'm going to share my other screen with you to show you what your math assignment is in your book today, okay? So going back to this screen here. You'll see on the next pages, boys and girls, that for your Google Classroom, your assignments, We're on chapter 2, lesson 3. It's less than. So on page 97, you're counting and labeling both sets of counters. Then you're going to write the numbers on the line, and then you're going to circle the number that's less. Remember, it's the number that's smaller, that doesn't have that many. That's what less is, okay? Then on the back, you have a review of everything that you've learned so far. So it's page 98. So both pages 97 and 98 are what you're going to work on today on tonight's Google Classroom assignments, okay?